Okay. Hello. Welcome to Moments with Monique. And I hope I didn't do like an eye roll. Monique. No, it's Moments with Monique. I'm looking especially wiped and tired, and that's fine because that's what I've been feeling inside today. So what's really beautiful about this platform and what I guess I'm looking forward to share the real and the raw. Because that's my life, but I don't think I've been like kind of sharing out. I just kind of do whatever is needed, required, as a woman, a student, a mother, a daughter, a wife, like all of those labels. And so with so my dad is dealing with moderate dementia, and it's interesting because I'm in the sandwich generation. Not to get all into politics, but I feel like we need to talk about it sometimes. We need to talk about like the real, and even with things proposed, like typically what happens if anyone studied political science is, well, we're not in typical world right now, but typically the candidates start kind of sounding alike because they're trying to find the middle. And I don't know what the statistics and all that is, but what I do know is what spoke to me was about the sandwich generation. Now, the sandwich generation, if you don't know, is the group of individuals, the demographic that have children and also have elderly parents. So they're feeling stretched in caring for typically different generations and their needs, and stretching themselves. And then sometimes this demographic, the sandwich demographic, they're also working adults. So we all know childcare is astronomical, and so is senior care. Like supportive, adequate care can be astronomical. So when you're in that space where you have a school age child or an adolescent or even a minor or even someone in college, and then you have an elderly adult or two. I got two for the price of one in different ways. Like they're on different paths and wavelengths, but there still requires a degree of energy and care. And so with that, it's so interesting because I spent half of a full ass day, like 14 hours sitting in, well, not sitting in the ER, but we were waiting for a few hours in the ER, and then we found a room, and then there was procedure, and the procedure didn't work, so then there was this and that, and then eventually admitting to the hospital. So I was on the premises of the hospital emergency room premises. I got there about 4 p.m. and I did not vacate the premises until 6 a.m. And I think I had like just a really like big aha moment in there, because there's just every industry has a shortage of staffing, but I also realized that when people are sick and they're not feeling well, it really is appreciated to work with folk that have like kind of a bedside manner about it. And maybe are my expectations too high? Like, is that just not where we are? And I'm not saying that was true for the whole experience. There's very nice, attentive folk, but it was a long wait. And I guess this depends on the urgency and so to speak, but that's all relative depending on what the individual person is experiencing. But also, I don't know. I think I don't know if, because I can't speak on it from being a consumer, so to speak, or being a patient. I wasn't the patient, but I'm a witness, a bystander. So just noticing how some folk were having a hard time with that sensitivity or the expectations of the patient. So I'll just give you an example. So because of my father's dementia, now granted, we were there, I told you. I got there at 4 p.m. So this was about 2 a.m. after the procedure had happened. We're observation for 2 more hours and then hopefully be discharged. My father, like, he fiddles. That's a part of what he's dealing with. And I guess we were, my mom and I, knocked out trying to get some kind of rest, maybe, but not like we weren't in deep sleeps or anything, deep sleep. But I guess he fiddled with something and it disrupted the procedure, and the conversation was that we needed to be watching him, and it was our responsibility to watch him to make sure that he doesn't do whatever, and that, well, one of you need to stay awake. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I was pissed off. Let me be honest. I was so pissed off, and not at the person, just it's the energy and the approach. And I get that sometimes it's cognitive dissonance. Sometimes you're just trying to do your job. And I was really trying to, not like let it like disrupt me, but it really disrupted my peace, because it's like, well, I'll just sedate him if you all can't. And I'm like, if that's what y'all want to do, if that is the best course of action, sedate him. Like, that's okay. Like, sedate him, we'll go, and sedate him, admit him, we'll go, we'll come back. Like, if that's what the thing is. But to, like, I don't know, I'm a firm believer, and it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And maybe we're in a state and time where I don't believe it's coddling. I don't believe it's even a sensitivity training thing. I just think it's like, you're dealing with loved ones who are stretched to the limit, trying to accommodate their loved one. I mean, I don't know. I think I would have appreciated like hey, okay, I know you all are really tired. I know you've been here a while. These are our options because we're really concerned about this. If you could watch them, that would be helpful. We may have to sedate them. Here, let me just let you know what the possibilities are. Same thing, but different tone, like a level of understanding, and even like a level of, I don't know, maybe respect. And I don't know, maybe you all tell me, am I asking for too much, or was I just being extra sensitive? Because these are the questions I'm asking myself as I'm going on in it. And then also just like, after that, I'm just up because now I'm thinking, but I'm also like crying because I'm exhausted. And I don't know, I just feel like these are the things that caregivers go through. It's like, many times caregivers are overextending themselves to care for their loved ones and neglecting their self-care. And sleep is one of the most essential tenets of self-care that I can think of. And maybe I'm just coming from a different place because I've seen so many caregivers go down, pouring into their loved one, and the loved one's still here, but the caregiver is taken out because they have taken on all the stress, all the worry, all the assisting without first filling up their own cup. So I think maybe something in the statement just lacks some type of empathy, some type of compassion, some type of maybe acknowledgement. And maybe that's not, I'm not saying that's the person's job, but I think it was just very triggering in those moments. And maybe there's a space for not only person first healthcare, but also communicating with caregivers in a space of just like being seen and being acknowledged. I don't know. And maybe that's just my woo-woo world. I don't know. I don't know. So that's what's on my mind today, because it's been real. Woo! It has been real. And it's a journey. And so as I'm looking like, okay, well, what is my, because I'm like the caregiver assistant right now, but it looks like I'm trying to share some of those responsibilities. It's a whole situation. So I don't technically feel overwhelmed right this second, but I feel on the brink. So I'm gonna log off, get off, and then go have some deep self-care. Okay. Well, thank you for listening, for having this experience. I didn't say it before. Share, subscribe. If you like what I'm doing, please comment. Please share your stories. If there's something you'd like to have a moment where we discuss and have a conversation, just let me know, and we can make it happen. Be well and be blessed.